Today in a whole nother story, we want to talk about graffiti because I've just noticed there's so much of it lately. This gas station behind me is not a glamorous example. It's like a black and white, but you see this type all over the city. It's what they call tag art, where someone writes basically their name. Instead of painting Whistler's mother, they just sign Whistler on the gas station. Let's go look around at some of the other examples of graffiti art in St. Louis. Sometimes it seems with graffiti that the artist started out with an idea like these three circles you can see behind me on this building, but then he made a mistake and he said, oh, screw it, and he just sprayed the whole thing with this strange color, which is kind of pleasant. It reminds me of my grandmother's bathroom. Now, I know some of you are saying, come on, Killeen, graffiti art is not art. It's tattoos on buildings. But look at this one here over my shoulder. This shows some merit. There's a bearded man with his hands out. He looks like he's asking for help. And if you had to drive along here to work every day, would you rather look at that? Or here's another example of a politician asking for help. She doesn't have her hands out, but there's Penny Hubbard. I think I'd rather see the graffiti art. That election's long past. This one real quick, it's not very colorful, but this might be an example of graffiti that's art that's not art. It's some sort of gang message, perhaps. A real simple marking like, hey, this is my corner. Somebody named Manor with a halo atop his name is saying, you know, this is my spot. Maybe. No sign of Manor, we better move on. Here's an example of advertising art. Antler Trucking has one of their tractor trailers parked here, and what they have done, it seems to be what the graffiti artists are imitating. They have their name, which becomes the product logo, Antler, and it's rendered in a way that's eye-catching. Somebody has made their product logo LD and OY Orica, just like Antler Trucking. That's who they are. That's their brand. Whether you think graffiti is art or it's bad, like all artists, what they want is somebody to see their work. You can hear the highway along here at Interstate 70, and up and down this corridor there are abandoned buildings, as you can see over here, where the artists are climbing to great heights and maybe risking their life for what? So they can have somebody read Quake Frisbee. Our final shot is a graffiti wall that's been covered up. Just hours ago, this building you see behind me on your left, it has a bright red brick strip on the bottom. Earlier today it said in big letters, I thought it said Free Herb. I thought, who's Herb and who's holding him captive? But it was some kind of marijuana graffiti, Free the Herb. And maybe this is a fitting place to end because it shows that despite the efforts of the graffiti artists to get their talents out there or their messages or their gang symbols, the city does have crews out here who are covering it up, and the war goes on. With a whole nother story, I'm Kevin Killeen.